Hello, what up? It's Johnny Movie Madman and I'm back. And today is Wednesday, so we're digging into our next Star Wars movie today. So today we're going to be talking about Rogue One in 4K. So a lot of you might be thinking, why have you picked this one to go next after the original trilogy? I got two reasons. Two of them, alright. The first one is because this is the only other one that I have that I've already opened, and I wanted to show you all my opened ones first for some reason. And secondly, because this one kind of goes with that trilogy, seeing as this fills in the plot holes, or one of them, or a couple of them, or just holes in general from A New Hope. So yeah, very exciting. We're gonna have a look at the back cover, because I nearly forgot to show you then, didn't I? Let's have a look inside as well. Nice. So you got a nice 4K disc for you there, with some original artwork, I might add. And you got two Blu-rays as well, one movie and one disc with special features, both with original artwork as well. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? So this is the story that explains how the rebels got the plans for the Death Star. It's basically the story about that. I fill that little bit in because they didn't really explain that in A New Hope, probably because they didn't think about it. It was the 70s, plot holes weren't a big thing in the 70s. They might have been, I don't know, I wasn't around in the 70s, so I don't know. I didn't make films in the 70s. Not that I make films now either, but working on it, but we'll go there another day. So everyone was excited about this film because Darth Vader was in it. Granted, Darth Vader's in it for about 10 minutes, but that 10 minutes is pretty exciting. The ending of this film was pretty exciting. This is the only Star Wars movie to have censorship problems, which is pretty incredible. I'm pretty sure they just had to go back and reshoot a scene at the end with Darth Vader and all of the, soldiers in the corridor. That looked very, very differently, and it was a bit too violent, so they had to do it again. I'm pretty sure they changed the lighting as well to cover up most of the violence as well, which is a nice little trick that you can do. But yeah, there you go. There's a bit of an exciting story for you if you didn't know that. Yeah, the only Star Wars film to have censorship problems. So yeah, could you imagine a 15 rated Star Wars movie though? That would just be weird. It's bad enough that they were 12s when the originals were all used. They were like, oh, well, we've got to up the ante a little bit now. I loved Rogue One. Out of all of the newly released Star Wars films, Rogue One is probably my favourite. It might even go as far as to be quite close to the top of my favourite Star Wars films in general, so don't get offended by that. Oh, it's not actually a Star Wars film, it's a Star Wars story, whatever. It's about Star Wars, isn't it? There's stars in it, and there's an actual war in this one as well, which is nice. It's probably one of the first times you actually get a glimpse of the war, rather than this one actually feels more like a war film rather than, people running around in space with sticks that light up. So yeah, it's in 4K, obviously. Why would I have bought it if it wasn't? You can see it in 4K on Disney Plus as well. So there is that. So I had the 4K on Disney Plus to compare to the 4K of this, and they basically just look exactly the same. So there's that. If you're not sure whether or not to buy the disc or just to watch it on Disney Plus, it's up to you really, isn't it? If you like collecting things, I'd say just buy them, because it's a good collection to have, and they're popular films, so people will be like, oh, Star Wars in your collection there. Yeah, that's right. Comparing it, I don't have the DVD of it. I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if it was released on that. I don't know. Do they still release them now? I don't know. But I've seen bits of the Blu-ray, compared that to the 4K. Obviously compared the Blu-ray to the 4K on Disney Plus as well. Surprise, surprise, the 4K looks better. It's not very presently grainy, so you don't have to worry about it being full of black spots. So you've got that highlight there as well. It's not full of grain because it's new and digitally shot. That sand looks absolutely amazing. Brilliant use of colour, brilliant use of fun, brilliant use of Star Wars. I don't know if I've mentioned, but I really like this film. I saw this obviously after The Force Awakens. I didn't think The Force Awakens was that good, but we'll go into that in my Force Awakens video. So when this came out, I was a bit like, I'm not really expecting this to be very good at all. And I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed it that little bit more. I just did. I'm sorry, but I really liked it. Lots of people say they really like it though, so I don't feel too bad for saying I enjoy it. There are some films where I say I enjoy it and I know that other people really don't, but it's a difference of opinion at the end of the day. Let's not get started on opinions again. I really don't want to be digging into that again. So next Wednesday, you'll get some unboxings. Some Star Wars unboxings. That's exciting, isn't it? So I'm going to go. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to fuck off. Alright. Goodbye.